Claude Cowork tutorial skip this for senior marketers. Now, imagine it's Tuesday morning, your quarterly business review deck is due on Thursday, and you open that latest Cowork tutorial on YouTube. The instructor said, create a folder on your computer. Now, you knew right there it wouldn't work because your laptop isn't yours. It's actually IT's. And the folder OneDrive syncs every 15 minutes. The connector the tutorial installs in one click is the same integration your team needed 6 weeks to approve last quarter. So close the tab and you built that deck the way you built it for the last 5 years. Now, I've spent 20 years in Fortune 500 marketing, so trust me, I understand how this goes. Most of the Claude Cowork tutorials you see are built for solo operators with personal laptops and personal Gmail accounts. They skip the decisions that senior marketers have to make before Cowork is usable in a real corporate environment. So I'll walk you through those right here. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to decide before Claude Cowork touches a single file of yours that your team actually relies upon. So stay with me. Before we go any further, here's the one move you can make this afternoon. Go ask IT which shared drive that your team actually has write permission on. Not read, write. That's the workspace that you want Claude to be able to touch. So after you've asked permission, install it and save yourself some headache. Most AI tutorials show you how to connect Claude Cowork to a tool in 15 minutes on the laptop. What they don't show you are the 7 teams at your company that need to align before that connection can go anywhere near a production environment. IT, infosec, procurement, marketing ops, customer data, legal, brand. Now, ain't that sound familiar? And that's the environment that I actually have to operate in. And that's the environment that this video is built to talk about. Now, those other AI bros on YouTube right now have never had to ship a workflow that survived all 7 of those team checkpoints. I have. And here are the moves that they skip. One is the actual workspace and approvals. The tutorials say, create a folder on your computer. You can't because your laptop is managed by IT. Your files belong on OneDrive or SharePoint, and your brand assets live in a DAM. Your first Claude Cowork decision isn't which folder, it's where in your company's existing file system is Claude Cowork actually allowed to live. Get that wrong, and one of 2 things happen. DLP, meaning your company's data loss prevention system, kills the whole thing entirely, or the file lands where only your laptop can see. Now, the senior move is to pick the one folder your team already trusts as the source of truth for the deliverable you actually want Claude Cowork to build. 2 is the connector. Those AI bro tutorials say, click install on the connector. Now, senior marketers face a vendor risk review for every new connector you add. So every Appify, every Gmail tenant connection, every Slack workspace integration, every demand side platform plugin, every one of those has to get reviewed by infosec, sometimes legal, and most of the time procurement. And the first time you try to bring all that new AI capability into the work you own with the connector, that could take weeks to get an approval. Weeks before you can hook it up and use it. And here's something those AI bros don't teach. That connector decision, meaning what other apps you're allowed to hook up, connect to Claude Cowork, that decision is very difficult inside an actual real enterprise. And I know what you're thinking, your IT or infosec IT security department is never going to approve that. And here's the truth. They can if you walk in with one connector and tell them what deliverable it serves. They won't if you walk in going in with 9. So pick fewer, the 2 connections that move your number, meaning your CRM and whatever other platform that you mainly use, and fight that security battle. Everything else, just keep doing manually. And you'll know which ones are worth fighting for by working backwards from what your actual deliverables are. Doing that will allow you to walk into that infosec meeting with a 1-page business case for that connector or plugin without getting laughed out of the room for asking for 9. Now, if this conversation hit that subscribe button. 3 is the handoff. The AI bro tutorials show the output saved to your folder, and the video just ends there. Now, in your actual job, the file save is actually step 1 of 7. Brand has to review the language, legal has to check the claims, sales has to adapt it for their teams, finance has to check in the numbers, and eventually your president of marketing has to sign off. And somewhere along that chain, the file shows up in a board meeting or a sales kickoff. If it hasn't survived that chain, man, it completely dies. Now, the senior marketing move is to design your Claude Cowork workflow, understanding that chain, and building all your deliverables in a format that will get approved. Now, and I'll be straight with you, the hardest part of this isn't the strategy. It's making sure that your Claude Cowork chain and workflow has survived all 7 of those chains and sign-offs. You have to go through all that process before any of the rest of it can survive. 4 is the operating cadence. The AI Bro tutorials show schedule tasks for whenever, every Sunday at 9 a.m., every weekday before I wake up. That's solo operated scheduling. You don't schedule for yourself, you have to schedule against the business. That Monday morning account brief has to run Sunday night because the regional VP of sales needs it before its meeting at 8 a.m. on Monday. That pipeline at risk report run has to run on Tuesday morning because the CMO does board prep on Wednesday. That quarterly account tier refresh has to run on Friday before that review meeting. So the senior marketing move isn't just blindly scheduling, it's choosing to schedule those deliverables based around the actual business. Now, Claude Cowork's value isn't its automation, it's the predictability. Your stakeholders depend upon those briefs showing up before they even need to ask for it. And now you could be the marketer. Your VP doesn't have to ping and Slack for the Monday morning account update because that update is already in his inbox at 6 a.m. ready, hot, and waiting. Now, once you have all of this set up, approved, and running the right way, let's imagine this. It's Tuesday morning, 8 a.m., and the regional VP of sales account review starts at 9 o'clock. So you open up your laptop, and guess what? Claude Cowork delivered a brief overnight into your inbox. It contained the top 3 accounts in his territory that lit it up over the weekend, and with a recommended play for each one. And with the talking points already routed through the language, brand is already approved. You didn't even have to touch it. It ran on schedule. So you forward it to your VP at 8:15 and he walks into his 9 o'clock with all the right answers. He pings you on Slack at 11. How are you doing this? You don't say Claude Cowork, you say it's the system. So you're not the marketer who downloaded Claude Cowork and just gave up. You're now the marketer who built a Claude Cowork environment that it produces results. Now, that old version of you that closed those tabs on Tuesday morning, that was still building that review deck the old way, that's gone. Now, drop the one connection or one integration that you tried to install that you had to fight IT to be able to. And that's what nearly 20 years in the room teaches you. So if this helped you, share this with someone who needs it, and I'll see you in the next one.